call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come here tonight? Rain.
Where's my dough?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Vibes and Stuff Live in the Morning. It's your host, Chuck Allen, with your host, Uncle Freezy, coming to you live on a Friday. Thank God it is Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Allen is feeling wonderful. Uncle Freezy, how you doing this morning?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Fresh off a doctor's visit.
All right.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
I survived. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified.
All right. I'm ready.
I was gonna get into the "I will survive" quote, but then I started laughing. At first, I was petrified. Yeah, man.
Oh man. Salute to the Knicks, man. I wish I had my joint hooked up so I can hit a couple ear horns. Shout out to the Knicks. We ain't gonna get into Knick talk because Uncle Freezy is gonna be rocking all day, and we gonna talk Knicks all day.
Chief Rocker.
All day. But we gotta
Chief Rocker. Yeah.
But for right now, what I will say is I'm gonna say two words. Julius Randle.
Bim.
Bim.
Man, I'm drinking some of the nastiest coffee you ever had in your life, bro. You drink coffee, Chuck?
There you go, Andrew College. Salute, Andrew College.
Bim. Yeah, man.
Oh, let's go ahead and get it started. What's in your cup?
What's in your cup? I got coffee, boss.
I got raspberry lime seltzer water.
Bim. All right. Yeah, man. Hey, man. I did something. G.I. just hit me up. Hold on. Yo,
Yes,
I did something yesterday, man, and I'm so impressed with myself. I'm impressed with myself. Let me just say it that way.
Okay.
I did the ancestry thing yesterday while you and I were chopping it up. Do you know your family tree? You don't have to get into like the depths of your family tree. I'm just asking in general. Do you know do you know like where your family is from, where they migrated here from, were they bought here? Did they come here? Were they already here? You know what I'm saying? Where did they start out? Did they start off in Texas and then move to, say, New York, or then move like to the Carolinas, or do you know that story in depth? I'm just asking in general. You don't have to get into specifics, though.
So maybe about 8 years ago, we did one of those ancestry joints. And so we traced our people back to Charleston, South Carolina. That's where they were. They were purchased.
Okay.
They were purchased in Charleston, South Carolina. I can't think of the name of the plantation offhand right this second. We started off in St. George, South Carolina.
Okay.
And then we moved to Orangeburg County, and that was after Reconstruction.
Okay. Okay.
Let me see. My great grandparents were Adam and Eve. My great grandfather actually. Now we're not sure if he was sold to another plantation that was 11 miles away, but
Right.
there's a record of him having two families.
Okay.
That were 11 miles apart. Salute, J. Busby and S. Brooklyn in the building. Soul Finger.
Yo, Chuck, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So while you was describing that, I went to Ancestry, and man, and I looked at the genealogy, bro. Man, yo, this thing got me about to
Yes, sir.
tear up here. Yo, what I would advise, man, is that everybody know their history. I'm looking right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm looking right now at a picture on my thing, and I don't want to put it on the screen because it's got like your like a lot of personal stuff on it, but it got your man's number 7
Yes, sir.
on the football team. You know what I'm saying? With the you know what I'm saying, with the Big Daddy Kane box with the shag in the back. Bro, it's crazy. I got you, G.I. I got you. I was gonna send it to you, but I was doing like a couple things at once. But they got my oh man, they got my auntie up here that passed away when she was young.
Mhm.
Yo, this is crazy to me. It kind of caught me off guard. I didn't expect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close it because I don't want to get too deep into my feelings about this type of stuff. But bro, I did it yesterday, and I go back and check today, and it's got all my uncles that passed away, my auntie that passed away. You know what I'm saying? Up here, it got both sides of the family up here, like discovering stuff. Man, my thing is, I kind of knew them. Fortunately, I'm old enough to know them. But unfortunately, I don't know where we from past the plantation. All I know is my great whatever was a runaway slave. He kept running away, and that's how I got my last name, Free, because he was like always, you know what I'm saying, a man is born
Yes,
free,
sir.
man's supposed to be free, right? Okay, so that right. But beyond that, I don't know anything past that. How we got here. What African country are we from? Are we African? Are we African from Africa? Are we Pan-African? or are we Caribbean African? Like, did we, Africans that were started off in the Caribbean and then sold to the States? You know what I'm saying? I have no idea.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's important for us to know where we come from. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important, not for like sympathy. Like I ain't trying to lean on somebody emotions, like you know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
huh?
I'm gonna go out and come back in. For some reason, you're super choppy. So let me go out and come back in. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's important for people to know their history, where they from. You know what I'm saying? I just Jay Busby says, why black people don't do their ancestry history ends on plantation in the South somewhere, Kentucky, Georgia, Florida, etc. I don't know, man. I mean, the thing about it is with me, I would prefer to have had my family tell me the story so that I know it to be fact. Right? I would rather my family have pulled out pictures and showed to me black and white pictures and all that stuff. Unfortunately, before the 1950s, everybody didn't have cameras. You had to go to town to take pictures, right? Then when Polaroid and Kodak came out in the 60s and 70s, see, I got a bunch of I got 2 tubs of pictures from the 70s. Some of them I'm so embarrassed. Some of them, the outfits I got on, I got them at the bottom of the tub. Hope nobody ever see them. You know what I'm saying? Like the cut off football jerseys with the number on it and wristbands. Why I'm just wearing that around in the streets? You know what I'm saying? But that was just the times, though. That was the times. You know, I mean, but on some real stuff, though, I think it's important that we all know where we from. It's a part of knowing who we are and establishing our identity. Like when you stripped of your identity, when you stripped of, your religions, your names, your all that stuff, it's you walk around in this perpetual cycle of trying to rediscover who you are. Right? I'm still choppy, man. You right there, boss?
Yo, everything is mad choppy. I think it might be my internet.
Okay.
They are doing work. They are doing work here. So I think there's some internet interference. I apologize. I didn't hear what you were saying. I was getting like every other word.
Okay. All right. Well, chat, chat, are we coming in? Chat, is it both of us? We'll get some feedback from the chat. The chat will let us know that way, because if it's me, then you know what I'm saying? Chat, how y'all chat, can y'all hear me okay? Okay.
I think you might be fine. I think it's me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think it's me, man. I don't think it's anything with you.
Nah, you coming in good to me. I don't know what it, I felt like you was coming in pretty good, but DSJ in the building. DSJ says salute to everyone in chat. Salute to Unc and Vibes and stuff and Chuck Bem. Yeah, so Chuck, I did it right. I did the ancestry thing. I didn't take the DNA part yet. They sending it. You know, the DNA kit is on the way. Right. You know, the part where they tell you based on your DNA where you might be from and all that stuff. So I don't know why my ear gets so itchy. My ear be itchy on vibes and stuff. It don't be itchy on Blanche Tears for some reason. It's weird. Maybe it's a morning thing, right? But South BK is in the building. Chat, do you guys know where you are really from? Chat, have y'all DSJ, South Brooklyn, Soulfinger, J Busby, you know, GI, do y'all know where y'all family is from? Originally, where y'all from? See, I don't know, Chuck. See, I don't know past a certain point. So my thing has been that I don't know, so I just claim Haiti. I just claim Haiti. Right? I don't know. So I just claim Haiti. Just the most random thing. It's like my running joke. Not that Haiti is a joke. Salute to Haiti. I respect Haiti. I respect all these different things, but I don't know. So I just claim a place. Because I know for a fact my family is not originally from South Carolina. Not originally from South Carolina. Still, Knicks fans is in the building. Ron is in the building. Salute our guy. Hey, Big Ron, we love you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Ron, you looking at me? Ron, look at me. I love you, brother. Just felt like I had to say that. That was on my mind, man. Just wanted to let you know that. I wish I could have told you that over the phone, but since I hadn't, just wanted to let you know. Ron says, "What's good, everybody? Salute to the chat. Salute to Chuck and Uncle Freezy." Hey, and so, man, the thing is, man, and so my heart go out, man. I have so much compassion for Ron and what he say. Ron says my mother was adopted, so I have no idea. Right, bro. Listen. I think that's why it's important for us to do these things so that not that we don't have an identity, right? Not that we don't have an identity because we identify for the most part, we identify as industrious men and women, hardworking, good parts of the community for the most part, right?
Yes, sir.
But who are you, though? I feel like, Chuck, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like one day somebody gonna walk up to me and be like, "Hey, Uncle Freezy, your family was part of a royal tribe from Ethiopia or something one day, and I'm just break down and just fall on the floor and start crying because I ain't know. Because I don't care about the royalty part. I just want to know where I'm from part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man. Alfred Griffin is in the building. What's good, Alfred Griffin? Hey, so you said your family had tried it?
They did it? I'm sorry. My family?
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
You said your family had did the testing, the ancestry stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did they do they did the genealogy or the DNA or the where they from? Go both.
Both. Because again, we saw one of these ads, and we were like, oh man, it would be dope if we did this, so that at the next family reunion we can, present the information, right? Because a lot of people don't know where they're from, and they get secondhand stories.
Okay.
Right. And then most of them are not that accurate. It's based on, someone else's recollection or what they've been told. So it was like, nah, we want to get to the bottom of this. Salute to the scholar in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen,
fam, you in the
one way to
building.
rep your HBCUs is go on their website and buy some merch. All this complaining, we take care of our own. I don't like HBCUs complaining, so let's just go spend some money with them. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
What's
Good morning.
good? What's good, boss? That fam youth joint look fire.
Yes.
Yeah, it look fire.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, G.I., have you done one of those ancestry kits? Has your family done one of those?
I don't want to know how many children I have, but G.I. had a wild life. I don't want no children coming knocking at my door. And I wish to tell y'all
all at one time.
I promise you ask me in 2 months, my answer's gonna be the same. In 2 years, my answer, nobody's getting my DNA and putting it nowhere. Absolutely not. Then I'm asking my children not to.
Okay.
I can't control that. But once they do, then there's nothing I can do about that. But
right.
I'm pretty sure G.I. got some kids somewhere. And I'm just, what I don't know don't hurt. I'm from your grandfather's era where your brother lived around the corner and you ain't know it.
You ain't know him.
Ain't damaged. and nobody was bothered for nobody needed therapy and none of that stuff either. It was none of your business what was going on with the grown folk, and you just be lucky you was here and make the best of your life. Stop looking for. I can start a whole topic on this.
Right. I mean, I'm the opposite though. I'm even though I'm from that era. Trust me, I'm from that era. Right. But I feel like
trust me, the Freezies got a lot of distant cousins married.
Yeah. Like you don't get this complexion if you ain't mixing something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't caramel like the smooth caramel brothers with what I'm saying, with the pretty eyes and all that, the good hair. I don't come from that. I'm the pasty black dude, like the one. Is he Samoan? No, I ain't Samoan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But the reason why I feel like I have to do it is because, like, I understand that I'm a strong personality, right? I understand that sometimes people can take me the wrong way, right? But it's certain things though that I will stand on, and certain things I can't stand or stand for. You know what I'm saying? And so for me to get a better understanding of myself, because my family didn't talk. They come from that era of you might be playing with a dude every day. He your best friend, and come to find out that's your cousin or that's your brother. And you don't know it until the funeral. You don't know it until somebody's funeral. You know he used to go with Gloria. You know what I'm saying? Or something. You know what I'm saying? And so I understand. I understand that part of it, but in terms of what I passed down through the generations from days going forward, I want to make sure things be crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure things be crystal clear, man, where it's like, this is the thing, going on here, and this is why we are so industrious, or this is why, we grind every day on a certain job. You get that trait from such and such. You got that trait from such and such, right? That's what it is with me. I think it's, and even when I just did it yesterday, so I didn't get the kit right yet. It's coming in the mail, but I am going to do it. But even today, when I just went back up there, man, there is a picture of there is a profile of one of my aunties that passed away 50 years ago. Right? I don't remember her. All I remember is that she loved me. I was like one of her favorites. And I was a little boy. I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old when she passed away. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, yo, you know you was her favorite. You know, she died when she was young. I mean, she might have been like 29, 30 years old when she passed away. You know what I'm saying? And so when I see stuff like that, it's like a time capsule to like take you back to that space and get you into to me. It gives me a greater appreciation for my family, right? Because even though they're gone, they shouldn't be forgotten, right? And that should be the case for relatives even before then. To me, now that's my stance. Others may have a stance about the future. But I want to be able to tell my kid, like for instance, my kids are so unimpressed. They don't want to hear the slavery part of our family lineage. They're like, Pops, where our family from? I don't know. We were slaves. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, man, that's what the people they talk to, you know what I'm saying? They family from Nigeria originally, or they family, you know what I'm saying? Was from Ghana, came here, then moved to Africa, to Liberia,
West Indian,
and then came back. Huh?
West Indian, Guyanese, Jamaican, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. And so my family things start at, and then on the other side of the family, I don't know where they from. Right? It all starts.
Real Yankee.
Yeah. So Jay Busby says, on my mom's side, my grandfather was born in Jersey City. Shout out to Jersey City. Jay Busby, I knew you was a scholar. Jersey City in the building. And him and his brother were Golden Gloves. Golden Gloves. I knew you was a scholar. I knew I liked Jay Busby, bro. And grandma came out of Virginia on dad's side. They were from Kentucky and Florida from emancipation. Bim, I knew I liked Jay Busby, bro. They from Jersey City and they used to box. We got something in common. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And DSJ says, I don't know, Unc, if we got a bag of peach because I'm sure we forget about them as soon as they leave. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's, I think it's one of them things for me when I walk around and see these young dudes like with all this different color hair and like tattoos on their face and like all this jewelry that they wear at once, but then they live in like an apartment with like 7 dudes, people sleeping on the couch. I'm like, bro, clearly now, mind you, tattoos on your face is not new, right? Maybe we do it differently. Dudes, different color hair, that's not new, right?
Right.
The self-expression piece is not new, right? It's just, we do it differently nowadays. The way people wear clothes and spend riches and treasures and stuff is not new, right? This is stuff that's been going on for hundreds of years, right? Asia Pacific Islanders, they've been tattooing their entire bodies and faces for years. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where I think we're trying to find out who we are and the way that we express ourselves. I think if we maybe do a little bit of digging and find out who we are, it'll just make it easier for some.
I think self-identity.
Yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead, Chuck. I'm sorry. Was Chuck about to rock? I think self-identity is probably the most important and toughest part of the process
Okay.
at the same time.
Right.
Because if you look in the mirror, you're hoping that success is there. And if success is there, then you start to deal with that. But if you look in the mirror and don't see success, the hardest part of the process is how quickly do you recognize you're not where you want to be and create a plan to get there. Too many people fake it. I was taught fake it till you make it, but you use that to a good thing, meaning you always want to act like you've been somewhere before.
Right.
You never want to look like, you never want somebody to see like, oh, this their first time, right?
Right.
But you got to be humble enough that when you get there, that you're able to pick up enough gems. You're not arrogant. You're not arrogantly there, so you can pick up enough gems. So when you get back there, you start to solidify your spot.
Right.
But too many people, so faking it till you make it is not 100%. It wasn't always a bad thing, but too many times we fake it too hard.
Right.
To make it, and we never make it, and it becomes our fake becomes more than the make.
Right.
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 I agree.
Right. They fake it till they fake it. Right. But you know what? And so what a dude told me, a dude that I had a mentor that decided to mentor me when I was telling myself I didn't need a mentor. He was my mentor anyway. Right. He was like, yo, I was like, about 10 years ago, man, I used to talk. About 10 years ago, man, I used to talk like I was legit out of a trash can. Like I have a very good vocabulary. Like I'm a smart dude. Like I'm not bragging or whatever. But for a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? We know what skills we have and things of that sort. We know our pros and cons, right?
Yes, sir.
But this dude was like, instead of people saying fake it till they make it, why don't they just say practice makes perfect?
We know what good diction is. Exactly.
Right.
I gotta switch to my other one because this laptop starts spinning like crazy. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. So it's one of them. It's one of these deals where it's like, I think we're searching for something that we can't find because there is a emotional detachment from. So okay. So I think basically what I'm saying is, I think the attachment to you and your ancestors exists. Right?
Right.
It exists. Right? Like an umbilical cord from generation to generation. It exists. Like the gene pool, like the genes you carry around now are going to exist way after you're gone. Right? And that's the same thing for your ancestors. Right? The ones that were born 100 years ago, 200 years ago, their genes are still in us today. They're still a part of us. But when there's a disconnect between us and them, like no clear connection, right? Say, for instance, 2 generations ahead, and we watching the Grammys, right? And Chuck the Third is on stage, like, I want to thank everybody, what I'm saying, for supporting me while I produced this #1 mega hit in the world, blah, 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 blah. I want to shout out to my family and all this stuff, man. I get this stuff from my ancestors and my family and blah, blah, blah. See, he looking back in that moment, he looking back on where he is right now, and then hearkening back to the past from the people that he got those talents and motivations from. Right? But when there's a disconnect, you don't understand, where you get these things from or why you're passionate about it. You can't say, oh man, my grandfather was passionate about this. Nah. And I say that like I know this to be true because when we go to family reunions, we play baseball. We legit get the bat, get the gloves. Everybody got a glove. Everybody got gloves. I got gloves around here. I probably got 2 or 3 gloves, 3 or 4 bats. And my family get together. We play ball.
Yes, sir.
Right? Or even something that other people will or probably relate to. We play cards. Like we gonna play Tonk, we gonna play Bid Whist, we gonna play Spades, we gonna put the music on, and every generation that comes, they love it. It's not like they learn to love it. It's something in their spirit directs them to it. They get that from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I think they get that from their genes or whatever, that competitive thing, right? Where they will legit sit down. When you look at the spade table, it'd be 2 spade tables. It'd be my uncles, them, they in their 80s. They almost 90. They at the spade table playing spades with my daughter who like 25-ish. You know what I'm saying? And she talking that shit to him. Hurry up. I'm gonna take your ass to Boston. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's how we, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect. Like, and I don't mean to say it like in that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's that connection. And then there's a group of us that value like education. Right? That value education and reading and all that stuff. Right? And so when we get together, they'll hit me with some, hey man, what you been doing with yourself? Right? Like they hit me like one of my young nephews. He hide the fact that he a reader because reading nowadays is not cool, right? For some reason, I don't know why that is, right? Some of these dudes like they legit are like, man, you be talking, and blah 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 blah, and so he'll be like, yo, guess what I read the other day? And I'll be like, what'd you read? And he'll be like, I picked up The Invisible Man from the library. And I was like, you motherfucker, The Invisible Man. Right? And for those that don't read, when you hear titles like The Invisible Man, though it's a book about a guy not being seen, but it's really allegory and subversion about other stuff. So when you read it, there's a deeper meaning to it. Like you read it on a base level, but it's really talking about more stuff. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so you sitting down, you like, yo, you actually read The Invisible Man? Yeah, I read The Invisible Man. Yo, I read To Kill a Mockingbird. Right? I read War and Peace. I read The Great Gatsby. Right?
Yes, sir.
I read Grapes of Wrath. You know what I'm saying? These books of man, it's bananas, bro. It's bananas, bro. But anyway, I didn't mean to go on a tangent, man.
No. Can I ask a question?
Right.
Because you brought up a great point how today reading is it's frowned upon. Like you're not cool if you a book smart person. But I think that for the most part has always been a part of our community at large. And I was wondering, does that come from slavery, where slaves weren't allowed to read? And so throughout the generations, people cared less about reading and education because it was something denied to us back then.
No,
Okay.
No. You know why? And know why I say that? Because slaves were also not allowed to read the Bible, but in your communities right now, there are churches, black churches, everywhere.
Every corner.
And they don't just build them from bricks up. They'll take an old liquor store, turn it into a church.
Yep.
They'll take an old schoolhouse, turn it into a church. Old storefront, turn it into a church. Right? I think a lot. I think, and this is my opinion, right? Just my opinion that I feel like maybe we use a lot of built-in stumbling blocks as future hindrances, and we shouldn't. Because think about it, back then, say in slavery, you was only forced to eat whatever the master didn't eat. You was eating the leftovers, and he might have let you grow a hog for the year, and then at the end of the year, you'll slaughter that hog and have you like a Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. Master might let you have some chickens. You know what I'm saying? One chicken got to feed 13 people. Bro, you go get a hen. Think about it now. You go get you a rotisserie chicken from the store now, right? Think about that. Think about that rotisserie chicken feeding 13 people.
Nah.
Nah. You're right.
Right.
But yeah, that was it back then. One chicken had to feed like 13 people. You was eating chicken like maybe once a week. Right. Now you eat whatever you want to eat. So it's like going back to the reading thing. I don't think you can separate one specific thing from another. I think it's an inability to just embrace a certain thing.
Okay.
Right? Because for the most part, people want to learn. They do, whether they read or not. If you get, bro, Chuck, you ever work construction? You ever seen a whack-a-packer?
Whack-a-packer.
Yeah. The thing you hold like this and then pack the ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. When you're doing the foundation. Yeah.
Like one of those. I saw a dude. Right. I didn't know how to use it. Right. All I know is you cranked it up, and then the bus all and it would start hopping up and down off the ground. Right. And me and some dudes, we were new. This was like 93, 92.
Okay.
I can't remember. 96. I don't know.
Okay.
We out there trying to corral it, and the old man, I was like, no, turn it off. Let's just read the instruction manual. And the old man was like, man, you ain't got to read. Y'all out here with a book. We ain't gonna never. I never forget it. Y'all out here with a book. We ain't gonna never get no work done. Y'all out here reading. Y'all should have went to school. Get out of here. Book. Right? I ain't never read no book. And I was like, you sound like it too. You sound like you ain't never read no book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he the whack-a-packer man, and he packed the whole thing. Right? And then he like the boss come out there like, boss, they ain't working. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I one thing that I will say is that a lot of that generation who probably didn't get a chance to go to school or never finish school, they will push their kids and grandkids to finish school or to read. Right. My grandmother's mother, she couldn't read.
Right.
Or write.
Right.
So when it came,
we would call it marking though. Like some back from that, and she could probably mark, right? Like she could probably write her name on something.
X.
Or circle something in the newspaper. Like she'll see the picture and she'll circle it like here. This right here is what I want. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. And so she stressed that everybody needs to go to school, learn how to read, things like that. because she felt inadequate, right?
Right.
You know, they would come home with stuff, and even my mom would attest, like they would come home with work, and she just was very frustrated because she couldn't help them,
Right.
because she didn't know, she couldn't read,
Right.
and so education was really drilled in with a lot of people in my family. That's why we have a lot of educators in my family.
Okay.
Because it became very, very important. You want to always be able to read and write and understand what's going on in the world. Because again, I know I come from a poor line of folks, meaning started off on a plantation, became sharecroppers, and then worked their way up from there. You know, so education is very, very, very important. Learning how to read is very, very important. Learning how to articulate yourself is very, very important to my family. So I agree.
Very, very important, bro.
It's like the basis. It's the basis for business.
Right.
If you can't speak to someone, then they're not going to do business with you.
Right.
Right.
I've seen so many people just expect something to come out your mouth and then something different, and then you got to deal. Man, I've closed so many deals just by. I've had 6, 7 customers tell me, I wasn't buying before you opened your mouth.
Right. Right. Yeah. The communication part to it.
Am I going in and out?
Yeah. Yeah. Computer love. Yeah, man. Just a little a little in a minute thing in the stream, man. So but yeah, man. Like legit. Dad, the stream is crazy this morning for some reason. Because I can hear the echo in the background and all types of, you know.
Okay.
But a lot of us were swindled. Like a lot of our people were swindled out of stuff. Like I tell Chuck the story about how one of my family members sold like 50 acres of land for $10,000 with the timber still on it. With the timber still, with the trees still on it. And a little store. Right? So now you're like, yo, he did what? Yeah, they gave him $10,000. Back in the day, that was a lot of money. And then you like, man, that man should have got at least like $400,000 for that.
Yes.
But he had no education. He didn't know they offered him $10,000 in cash. And he already wanted to be a big shot. So he just took it. And now you see all type of commercial things, Transformers and solar panels. When you drive by it right now, it's like a solar farm on it, and Transformers. And everybody like, we used to own that land over there, right? He's like, oh my God. So they gave him $10,000 for like, I think it was like 200 acres of land and a little store. They gave him $10,000 in 1960.
Okay.
In 1960, they gave him $10,000, which was a ton of money, right?
Yes.
But that land, right, and it was right on the water. And it's right on the lake. So 200 acres of lakefront land in 1960, he sold it for like $10,000 or something. He should have got like $400,000 for all that land. but he didn't know because he wasn't educated. All he knew was his homeboy. His homeboys used to work at the factory and bring home like in the 60s. So they might have brought home like $100 a week or something. Right? Man offer him $10,000. That's life-changing money for him. So he sell it. And now we drive past that land today and it's got a solar farm on it and transformers from where the electric company swindled him out of that. Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's very unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
But that's how people in business get over. Like, for you to be that kind of successful, somebody else has to suffer. You know what I'm saying? And so we love money, especially those who've never had it or lots of it. When you have a lump sum of money that you've never seen before, it's like, okay, yes, this makes sense. Let me go ahead and take this money. I ain't doing nothing with this land other than paying taxes on it, right?
Right.
So let me take this upfront money. I have relatives also who their parents had land and it was passed down to them, and it was understood under no circumstances you sell this land. And they kept it for years, and then all of a sudden things started being built in that area. And then all types of businesses wanted to come and put their business there. You know, your McDonald's and Burger Kings and Chevrons and all that. And they offered to buy the land. And they said, oh no, we ain't selling, but we'll rent it to you.
Or lease it. Yeah.
I have a relative that gets about 35,000 each quarter.
Right. And they don't got to do nothing but pay the taxes on it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
And oh man, this guy's such a jerk. He is such a jerk because he don't work. He don't do nothing but just collect them checks and
talk trash to y'all.
Yes.
And probably drive a fancy truck. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. Got him a Nissan Titan or a Toyota Tacoma or something, and a Cadillac at home or something. Yeah.
He had the you remember the Cadillac, the actual Cadillac trucks, what it was called, the ES.
Yeah.
EST.
I remember that. I remember that POS. Yeah.
Yeah, the Avalanche version of Cadillac version of the Avalanche, right?
Yeah, I remember that POS.
Yeah, he had one of those
because Lincoln made one too. Remember, Lincoln made a truck like that too. Yes, Lincoln made a truck like that too. It was a POS. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember them days, man. Dudes used to brag like, "Man, look at I have a Cadillac truck." Okay, so.
Yeah, man. I'm getting ready to build this house on the golf course, man. 5,500 square feet.
That's a lot of square feet too, by the way. Hey, the dog acting up. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. So yeah, man, he's living. I don't want to say high off the hog, but his family understanding that it's important to own land and not just sell it, because they could have made a quick buck, and in certain instances they were offering up to like $1 million for like a half an acre or whatever, because the land that they own as of now is like right off I-95. So all of the businesses that you see off of that exit, all of the restaurants, all of them are on land that they own. But if they were short-sighted people, they would have taken that money. They would have taken that money up front, and who's to say they would have still had that money to this day,
Still,
or made the right investments. Boy, that sounds like a healthy bar. Yeah, we gotta get Benny on. We gotta get Benny on the screen again, man. I know he can't fit in your lap.
he talking about Randall.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. They'll steal your land, whether by hook or crook. What a pilgrim's way of conducting business. Yeah, man. We can definitely ask GI this question. GI, if you're in the chat. In business is the model is buy low and sell high, right? So if I can get this property off of you for little or nothing, and I can see the value where I can make even more money, I'm going to work. I am definitely going to work to negotiate some type of deal, because I can see the profits in the long run. Okay, all right. You can be successful businessman with ethics. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. I know business can be cutthroat, because if you're in the music business, people say all the time, "Oh man, businessman, that's just business." They out to get you. Yes. Because there are a lot of people who don't have talent and they rely on talent to make money. That's why you have all of these production companies. They go through and they scout the talent. They find somebody that they're like, oh, okay, it has talent and they're marketable, or they're extremely marketable and we can make a ton of money off of them. They go in and they get them to sign these production deal contracts, right? Where they got all of their hooks synced into them. And then now here comes a major label. They're interested. Now, don't get me wrong. The production company put in manpower to get the artist to that position where you have a major label looking at them. But production company try to get as much money as possible from these labels, and then now you have an artist stuck in two horrible contracts. That's why you see these guys flipping out. These artists flipping out, talking about their management, complaining about their contracts, but also going back to an earlier point, people don't read. People are very short-sighted. For them, it's hard to turn down a certain amount of money when you've never seen that amount of money ever in life, right? Guys selling their publishing for $10,000, $20,000. Like you take someone like Puff. I think a lot of what he did was unethical. You could definitely structure contracts to where you are definitely eating, but the artist isn't starving. Artists don't know about their publishing. So you go in with these incredibly low offers for their publishing, and then you have their publishing for 20 years, 30 years, and I think 30 years, and 25 years, and you have to give it back or whatever. But all that time, and you get to make money off of that person for all that time, and they ain't had a hit since they had a hit. You know what I mean? And now they just stuck. Salute to the chat. Okay, I had a company to get me for 20 bands, but I flipped it into 200 and started my own cultivation company. Salute to you, Chef NYK. Hey man, sometimes you're gonna get burnt. You're gonna get burnt in business. Sometimes. Yes, sir. So let me ask you guys this. Would you take a deal that's less favorable in the beginning in hopes to renegotiate? Like, I'm gonna get my foot in the door, because I know artists that do that. I know people that say, well, it's not what I want, but at least I get my foot in the door, and then I can, work my way from there. DSJ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep building. Keep building. Keep building. I think it's important to educate yourself on whatever field or endeavor that you're in. I think it's important for you to know the ins and outs of that. Because sometimes people jump into things solely on money and not really investing in understanding what they're getting into. And I know I keep falling back on hip hop, but that's what I understand. I do understand the music business to some degree. And I know that a lot of people a lot of artists are just that, they're artists. Like they've invested all of their time in learning melodies, how to write songs, how to produce records, how to mix records, but not how to run a business, not how to understand contracts. And so in the end, like some of the people who get tricked out of their land for a little bit of money, like, it's like, yeah, we'll give you this deal and we'll give you $15,000 for your publishing. Not understanding the publishing is the thing that's going to keep you fed for the rest of your life, even when you don't have a new hit record on the radio, right? So let's see what we got. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, Chuck, I got to get out of here, man. I got a couple things going on, man. Some meetings. I got somebody coming over, and the dog is going crazy. He lost.
No problem.
Yeah, I got to get out. You gonna rock or you want to rap?
Say that again.
You gonna rock or you want to rap?
We can wrap because there's some things that I want to jump on kind of early this morning too.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, y'all. We gonna wrap right here, man. Hey, have a good weekend, everybody. Sorry I wasn't on the screen as much as I should have been, man. You know what I'm saying? Issue. Dog trying to bark through meetings. What kind of mess is that?
Right. Yes,
Dog
sir.
trying to bark through meetings. Okay. All right, y'all. Peace, y'all.